did. Now I'm the gal that's chasing you up. Flip my lid. Come here, eager beaver, baby.
Hello and welcome to
Was That an Orgy? Woo!
starring Charlene and Teresa Bawd, two sisters that explore the topics of sex, sexuality, gender, and sex positivity. We will also try to answer the question, was that an orgy? They look even better in person than they... Vagina dentata.
Just open this and pretend it's water.
Okay. Oh my God. So this, Teresa, as soon as you see this video, is me skating at Gay Skate with Linda.
Oh, actually, we're live right now. Oh my God.
We're live. Here we go.
Okay, so you're gay skating?
We had to pull out our
Gay
cards
identification
to prove,
cards.
that we were gay enough. And
Yeah.
we're actually, yeah. So I was wearing this outfit and I wanted to wear it again because I thought, we're
Yeah. It's good to
save
show
on
you
water, yeah.
in your military gear. Yeah.
She was saying that I look like, oh my God, Shelley, I think it's Shelley Long, who she did like this Girl Scout camp leader movie or something like that. And that was that. So I
Shelley Long.
the one from Cheers, the blonde from Cheers.
Oh, right.
And
I remember her.
She played like a very conservative woman. And yeah,
Right,
I
right,
guess
I
I
remember.
kind of do look like
Oh,
that in a
God.
weird way.
I look tired. I look as tired as I am.
I am super tired too.
You too?
I have
Sleep
not
deprivation?
slept well.
Pulling in too much D.
Mm-mm.
Admit it. You
That
can't
is
lie
not
to me.
why.
Oh, okay.
No, it's I accidentally, sometimes when marijuana is legal in a state and you might try smoking it, even though you have an anxiety problem,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then you have the worst freaking panic attack of your life.
I do that stupid shit
And it makes-
from time to time.
It
too.
makes it so that I literally have not slept well in like 4 days now.
Oh no.
Because I think the cortisol in my body just went so high that I am in this constant state of feeling like on high alert. And I have to do the mandatory discovery for my stupid divorce again. So I just had to send that in. So it's like,
oh no.
it's like this confluence of all this shit that's coming together. And I just have not slept well in days.
Yeah.
I think maybe more D would help.
Yeah.
Sleep better.
Every once in a while too, there's an appropriate opportunity for a benzo of some kind, benzodiazepine.
You're so right. But the thing is, when you're having anxiety, you're not thinking clearly.
It's true. It's true. You're just thinking, solve the problem. Solve the problem.
I must solve all the problems.
Yeah.
I must be strong. I'm strong. Hey, let me carry you.
Yeah. I know. And there's still global warming and there's,
fucking
we've
Russia.
destroyed the earth and God damn it. Why?
Oh my God. Let's talk about pussies.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
I know. So
you're that's a happy thing.
You're probably less sleep deprived. I was sick all week last week after I left here. I was just like sick as a dog. And I've been up coughing, choking.
In a coffin, choking on D.
Yeah, exactly. That reminds me. Have you heard that joke? How did they come up with the name cock?
What?
Yeah, but I'll be drooling on my tits today while you run the show.
Totally. Okay, I'm going to tell a joke and I'm totally going to murder it.
Kill it.
How did the non-binary samurai kill people?
How?
They slashed them.
I don't get
Michael
it.
got it.
I don't get it.
They slashed them instead of she slashed her. He slashed him.
They slashed them. I like it. Okay. Now I get it. If there's any more joke telling, I'm gonna need a translator, Michael. So
Michael's here for you.
I know exactly. His wit's working. He's got sleep. Under his
that guy
belt.
sleeps well. We know this about
Yes,
him.
exactly.
He doesn't have the Bawd curse.
Yes. the neurotic 3-ring circus always going in your head.
And then it turns into like a psychotic puppet parade.
Totally. That's what all those like CBDs, like those gummies, like for sleep. That's what they do to me too.
Me too.
Yeah.
Cartoon dreams all freaking night.
Yeah.
Why? And I'm like, shut the fuck up. And you're not even dreaming because it's too crazy in your head.
Yep. Or you start just like regretting every decision you've ever made and you think the FBI is after you. And I didn't. I'm late on my
sounds like more than CBD.
Yeah, it's true.
That sounds like you got some nice THC in that one.
Yeah, totally.
No, one time with those CBD gummies, I actually was like falling asleep, and then I started dreaming that I could see my own brain, and it was being covered in blood that was like the consistency of chocolate syrup, and I was like, forget it, I'm not sleeping. You know what? This is too much torture. I would rather stay awake and not even have these dreams.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's horrible.
I've been there before where you just feel betrayed by your own brain. You're like, why is my brain doing this to me?
Yeah, why are you such an asshole?
Yeah, why are you such a fucking asshole? I know. It's fucked up.
Oh my God, horrible. Yeah,
it's mind control is hard when it's your own mind.
I know.
So much
and
easier
it's
to
an
control
asshole
others.
mind.
Such an asshole. Yeah,
it could be so easy.
So yeah, all this week I've just been like in my own like pool of snot brain. So you're running the show today. So you want to talk about squirting?
Let's talk about lady stuff.
Lady stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
So I got some things and stuff. Let me
go
up to the top one.
Stuff and things.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, I think I can nutshell it. But I would like to use the person's words because it was awfully cute. Okay.
Was it a question or a comment from a listener?
It was a little bit both. It was I keep having to tell, this is their words. I keep having to tell new sex partners about it. And I don't know how to tell them without a lot of embarrassment that inevitably kind of ruins the mood. She deals with female ejaculation. She only has sex with women and has to tell them first, and she's afraid they're going to be grossed out. And so she's apologizing in advance.
Yeah.
She's trying to figure out how to stop it. Who the hell wants this? What the fuck is wrong with her?
Oh, that's terrible. I never thought about the drawbacks of squirting. Everyone thinks it's like this cool thing.
I know. It's a fun new game.
Yeah, people try to achieve it, but like what if I mean, if there's a lot of oral happening and you can't help it.
Right.
Yeah. Do you want to take a face full? That's a test of love, an acid dip test.
I know people who have gotten it up their nose, like it'll because some people have a lot of force behind this stuff.
Like a neti potting of female ejaculate.
I love you so much. I want to have you in my sinuses for days. It's going to be so good.
Everything smells like pee.
Yeah, there is a tiny bit of urine in it. It's true.
Diluted urine with a high hormone content. That's what I remember from my studies. I studied.
It's true. You did. Yeah.
Aren't you proud, Mom?
Yeah, we're all so proud. We're all very proud.
We both took Squirting 101. Boom, shaka. Yeah, it's funny to me how many people are really into wanting. They think it's cool and they want to, be able to do that. I think they think it's like really erotic and, I don't know, somehow empowering.
Right.
That, females get to ejaculate.
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw a female ejaculate, it was an Annie Sprinkle movie. Do you remember Annie Sprinkle?
Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's amazing. She's always been amazing. Still amazing. Her life is in a different direction now. Like now I think she's like more food and farming justice and like really, so that's what she but she still obviously is very sex positive.
Right.
Still.
Right. It's just not her it's her life's mission anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She's like, I worked all that out.
I did it.
I'm just
I squirted a lot.
Yeah. I think I rented a video from a video cassette from Movie Madness when I was 18 in our first apartment over on 39th.
Yeah.
That video really changed my life.
Me too. We probably, it was the same video, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It was like a video where she's talking about female ejaculation, right? And that was before it was really on most people's radars. Like most people were like, no, you're just peeing.
And she would like talk about reaching higher states of consciousness through like hardcore constant masturbation with a vibrator.
Yeah.
And, and they just kind of time lapsed, a little bit, jumped around, and she did it for hours.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yep. She vibrated that peach for hours.
Hours. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, okay. So
what's the new news? Break it down. You were
for the new news, I mean, I would just say, like, I don't think you have anything to be embarrassed about. I think this is just I've always known people that, kind of do female ejaculation very easily. And that is like their primary way that they experience orgasm.
And they liked it. They like to do it.
Yeah, of course it feels good. So, but I've also known someone that it was a little bit embarrassing for her too, where she was like, yeah, I just
think we had a guest that talked about that.
Yeah.
About squirting in the guy's face in the club.
And it's on accident. And it's like, that's just how you experience that really intense pleasure.
Yeah. I'm going to grab my dog.
So, yeah. Okay. So I don't think that you need to feel embarrassed about that, first of all, because it's not an imposition. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not, it's not gross. It is like, it's ejaculation. And that's a nice, wonderful thing.
Right. But don't you think, I think this could be where some of her paranoia is coming from, is it might be an imposition for some people.
Uh-huh.
I gotta say, if I were to do that, I can't say that, I'm that open-minded yet, to where I'd like a face full of pretty much anything. I'm not one of those
wait, are you saying you're not a cum slut?
I'm not a cum slut, I can think of a lot of other places. It seems like it's more fun to have it. Like I told you the one time I tried it, it all went right in my eye.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So,
you get it in the eye. It's like
post-traumatic.
The luck of the draw,
disorder.
Man. It's always going to aim for the eye.
Why?
Why the eye?
Foiled again. Yeah.
So it makes you feel any better.
I get that. And I feel empathy for that because I probably would be one of those dickheads that's like, I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Give me a heads up so I can duck out of the way.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know.
I mean, I would say if you really don't want it to happen, don't bear down when you're having an orgasm, kind of pull up your pelvic floor a little bit.
This is the advice part, right?
This is the advice part. Yeah.
Okay.
So I would say, don't obviously, when you're feeling that orgasm come on or those really great feelings, don't bear down, kind of use your pelvic floor muscles, kind of like you're trying to stop the flow of pee. But in this case, you're not trying to stop pee, you're trying to stop the ejaculate. That might, you might have a little bit less come out. Or maybe none. And it might change the quality of your pleasure. It might be slightly reduced pleasure, but if you're feeling this bad about it, maybe the psychological payoff will be better. And I mean, other than that, I would say talk about it really early on. We've talked about the stars talk many times, so I like to get those out of the way, before you're even taking clothes off.
Yeah.
You are having this conversation. And that way there's not actually a mood that you're killing.
Yeah.
You're kind of just ripping off the Band-Aid. You're saying, hey, are we going to be okay for each other or are we not?
Right. And what can we figure out to make it okay? What I was just imagining is, during, the quarantine, some people had those full plastic face shields. Maybe you have one of those on your head, and then when they're 3, 2, 1, blast off, you can just flip it down and then maybe go manual for a while or something like that.
Or just put in nose plugs so it can't go up your nose.
There you go.
And safety goggles.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have fun with it.
And a dental dam.
Yeah. You could do they could do as much as they want. Yeah. It could actually be kind of fun. You could be put on the safety goggles. Cause I know it doesn't, I've heard, it's not happened to me, but I've heard that female ejaculate also burns the eyes a little bit.
So gotcha.
It must be something about the pH.
Yeah. You know what I did once before, when I went to deliver some things to a sick person that I was involved with was just wore a plastic bag over my head because I just wanted to be able to kiss him.
This bag is not a toy, Teresa.
I know, but if you leave a little air open in the back, then maybe you can
So you don't do duct tape around your neck.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah.
Oh my God. That freaks me out just even thinking about you doing that. Isn't that weird? I hear that and I'm like, oh my God. I don't think I've ever done that, and I don't know if I could. Like that would just freak me out so bad.
There was one scary moment where he was laughing, and then I started laughing, and then and the bag went, and then I was kind of like, freaked me out just a skosh.
Good Lord, no.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah, it was slightly uncomfortable for a moment.
Oh my God. And some more advice. It is solicited advice, at least. Is that squirt pads are readily available.
I was thinking maxi pads too, where you could just hold one up like a shield, just wham.
I don't know if they absorb fast enough.
That's true.
Because it might just but you know what? It would be
a wee-wee pad.
If someone's worried about, exactly, wee-wee pads. So there you have wee-wee pads, which are disposable, but they're not sexy. There are squirt pads sold on Amazon because this is a real thing. And so they have they sell squirt pads, and you'll type in squirt pad and a bunch of stuff will come in, like waterproof bed pads and stuff like that. And basically that's a squirt pad. So then, and they come in a bunch of colors. And so you can just lay it down on the bed and just find a color that's similar to the sheets. And then it's not so distracting. Then it's not like, oh, watch out. It's like a Gallagher show coming, put on your poncho.
Yeah, right.
Well, your parka.
I bet doggy wee-wee pads are a lot cheaper and do the trick. Yeah.
They are for sure. And it depends, because I think people who sometimes they're just not you don't want a squirt pad that has bone designs on it or dog paw designs.
I know, boner, it's not a far stretch.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I actually do know a lot of people that swear by these dog pads. I wish I could remember the name of them. There's one brand of wool dog pads, and they're
made out of wool.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They're wool, and then they have plastic in them, of course, which is I think the water resistant part, and then wool on the other side. So they're
whoa,
reversible and really thick, and they're very nice, and they're
reusable.
And reusable, yeah. You wash them, reuse them. I think with anything that has plastic in it, you don't want to throw it in the dryer a whole lot. If you do every once in a while just to kill bacteria or whatever, just do it on lower heat, or don't do it every time.
You're talking about reusing a disposable wee-wee pad?
No, gross.
Oh, good. I was
no, I'm talking about the Amazon ones that are or the doggy wee-wee pads. Those, they do the plastic will break down if you throw them in the dryer on high heat over and over again. Yeah. So you kind of want to make sure to just if you do that every once in a while just to kill bacteria, then go ahead and do that, but don't do it every time. Try and do it on low heat sometimes, or let them partially dry in the dryer and then partially air dry, so that you're not wearing them out so quickly.
You know a lot about this, Shar.
Well, I've been to some parties and things. We talk about these things.
You're a squirter now, aren't you?
No, I wish. It's super fun.
It's funny how some people want to, and I just think oh God, I don't like cleaning as it is. Anything. Changing my sheets, I'm just a lazy pig. So it just seems like one more thing to clean up.
Yeah.
Oh God, what a burden.
It's this complex series of movements that they have to do, diffusing a bomb. They're okay, flip this switch 5 times. Yeah. And then press that button and then do this, do that. And you'd be no, I don't want to do laundry. Just do the normal stuff, okay? It's not worth it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, it is. It's really funny.
That must have been interesting for this person, depending on how old they are, because I don't remember ever hearing about squirting until about 20 years ago. So it must
Sprinkle,
be
for real.
Yeah, right. It must be a head fuck. But, until Annie Sprinkle, I hadn't heard of it. So it must be a real head fuck for people that haven't heard of it. And then just discover it through, ejaculation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they go what's going on?
Oh my God,
yeah.
I just peed.
Yeah. And one woman I know had that. Basically, where she's our age or a little younger. And she's always just been a female ejaculator. And nobody was talking about it back then when she first started. And she was oh, what's wrong with me? Am I peeing? Yeah, that was it. She was oh, I peed. Oh,
that's an awkward talk to have. Every time I come, I pee. I'm going to pee on you. Yeah, the inner conflict.
What's wrong with you, pussy?
My God. Well, I wonder if there were people, and this is where I shoulda, coulda, woulda done homework, but I was too sleep deprived and sick.
Yeah,
that's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. But if people want to not ejaculate, is I wonder if working out the pelvic floor might help, or like
Mhm.
how they say that to keep your urethra in good shape for the rest of your life,
Mhm.
that it's really good to actually, when you're peeing, intentionally like stop the pee
Mhm.
stream
Mhm.
over and over again. And I
Yeah.
wonder if that could be helpful. And also,
Yeah.
squirrel, have you seen like I was looking at sex toys online
Yeah.
on Glamazon, sorry. And I noticed that there were these like Kegel machines now that you can put like a something. It looks like a pegging size, thing plug
Like a
into
plug,
your
okay.
hoo hoo, and it's all attached to this like little electrical thing that will tell you. Sorry, not Jaws wants down. It'll tell you, like uh, monitor your progress and
Mm.
tell you how good you're doing, and stuff,
Mm.
so that you can actually be intentionally Kegling and strengthening your pelvic floor.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And somewhere along the line, too, when I was looking online, Belt, sorry. My dog is so gassy.
Oh, Jazz, you're disgusting.
She's
Michael.
disgusting.
Jesus Christ.
So then another one was like, those TENS units, those electrical
Yeah.
stimulation units. Somewhere along the line, I saw one of those in there. So you actually put one of those in your hoo-hoo, and that the electrical stimulation forces
Wow.
you to Kegel.
So that might be a good starting point for someone who hasn't quite like made that
Electrocute your pussy.
Yeah, electrocute your pussy.
Yeah.
If you have a hard time like making that connection from your brain to, your vaginal muscles,
Yeah.
like maybe that would be a good starting point to just like, okay, let's wake those muscles up and say hi. And then once you have that, then you'll start going like, oh, I know what it feels like. And then you can start doing it independently if you want or whatever. Because I think it's good to do both. I think it's really good to, first of all, strengthen the muscle, but then also to be able to control the muscle. So that's when you get to the point where you're like, okay, I could, but I'm not going to, squirt right now.
Creating choices.
Yeah,
Yes.
choice. You're giving yourself options.
Options.
But girl, we love you. Your pussy's perfect. And please don't feel any shame about anything like that. Someone out there is going to be so into this. I know so many people who are into this.
It's true.
That are like, I will lay down and I want you to squirt on my face, but not to me because I suck at that. But anyway, other people.
Yeah, it's true. There's someone for everyone.
There's
a freak for everybody.
Absolutely. And there's not going to be just one. There are going to be hundreds of people who are just going to be like either somewhere between that's awesome, I'm so into it, to yeah, no problem. Okay.
Well, and the face seems to be the big dividing line, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
It's like it'd be a lot different, I think, for a lot of people. I'm projecting, to have it on your hand or than your face. Like there's something about being squirted in the face with anything that I kind of get like, ugh.
Yeah. And I think that's like a super personal like thing for, person to person. Like it depends on how into someone you're into, how into who you are. And then also, do you like having stuff in your face? And if you don't, then you're not going to like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that's a great thing to get out of the way in really early conversations when you're like, all right, I'm going to do just a whole shit ton of disclosure. And if this scares you off, we're okay.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It really is okay.
Sometimes people just weed your garden of them for you.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And that goes for everything. That goes for every part of relationships and dating. It's like the more you shouldn't go full confessional in your first date or anything like that, but to be really open. God
damn it.
Yeah. But the more open you can be and transparent from the beginning, I think the more you're honest about where you are, where you want to be, what your ideal is. And then people can either agree, disagree, or say, whoa, super not for me. And then you've saved everyone a whole lot of time.
Right. Or find a workaround.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Negotiation is definitely a thing.
It's the key.
It's super valid.
Yeah.
Okay. Another female trouble.
Female troubles. I love it. That's my favorite John Wattis movie.
Yeah.
My favorite line of that is when it's so wrong, but when the stepdad says to the stepdaughter, who's full grown in a costume with pigtails, "Hey, Taffy baby, come suck your daddy's dick," and she goes,
Oh yeah.
"I wouldn't suck your dick if I was drowning and there was oxygen in your balls."
I totally remember that. Yeah, because you and I would walk around and say that all the time. Oh my god,
best line ever. I highly recommend the movie to everyone who hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not sure if this comes from a woman or a man. That's okay. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, see.
If my wife has had female, male threesomes without me. Okay, so female, male.
Okay.
Is
got it.
We abbreviate it to FFM.
FFM.
Yes. In the E&M world, it gets abbreviated to FFM.
FFM.
In E&M.
Okay. Right,
and then if it's two guys and a girl, it's MFM, or it could be FFF or MMM or FM, FM.
I love how much I get to learn doing the show.
I know, isn't it
so
bad?
Great. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, okay, this person, male or female or non-binary or gender fluid, she has given them the go-ahead to have an FFM threesome, but she doesn't want to be part of it. So this person's wife doesn't want to be part of their FFM threesome.
Okay.
Is it bad for them to seek one out? How would one go about doing that without sounding greedy?
Now, is it bad? Now it's a woman who wrote in. No, you don't know who wrote it.
I don't know if it's a man or a woman. So this could be a woman saying, "Hey, I'm married to another woman and she found another guy and another woman," or it could be a guy saying, "My wife found another woman and another guy."
I'm unclear about the question, though. Is the question that they're thinking about doing it for themselves and they're wondering, like, is it greedy? Is it bad?
Right.
Because it seems like, well, at least if they're most worried about, like, how they're viewed in the eyes of their partner, of course it wouldn't be because their partner just asked for that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think
I'm going to belittle the question,
totally.
At all, but
I think that I'm going to guess that this person is probably a male, and that his wife just had another female partner and a male partner, because I think a lot of times in a threesome situation, someone will discount the extra woman as being like extra or whatever, and just kind of being like, oh, well, it's not a big deal, nothing to get jealous about, but the other guy is something to get jealous about.
Yeah.
And so I think I think he's a he, because then he would be seeking out two women to have a threesome with. And so I think he's worried about feeling greedy.
Oh,
that's
gotcha.
I'm totally assuming this. And I'm just going to say,
we should be just asking for clarification. If you're out there and you're listening, chime in, help us out a little.
Help us out. Yeah. Do you think it's greedy?
No.
Honestly, I don't think it's greedy. I think
not greedy.
I think you can ask for whatever you want.
Absolutely.
And your partner can say, yes, no, maybe, let's negotiate, whatever.
Yeah. Isn't that the best thing about being in a, non-binary, not non-binary, enema relationship.
I'm in an enema relationship.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I get it up the ass every day.
Exactly.
No,
you thought squirting was messy.
At least I have brown sheets.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
or tie-dye. Yeah. They'll be tie-dye later if they weren't before. But what you said, I can't track it all today. Too tired.
That's okay. Too tired. No, and I think, first of all, it's not greedy. You're allowed to want whatever you want.
Yeah, you are.
Yay for you. Want what you want.
Okay.
And then you have to be able to trust your partner's yes. So if your partner says, yeah, go have an FFM three-way, and I just can't be part of it because that would be too something for me.
Yeah.
Trust it, go for it, do it if you trust your partner.
Yeah.
If you think that it's not really an okay, maybe you guys need to talk about it a little more, and you can even say, well, I'm really nervous about scheduling this thing because I don't 100% feel like you're really okay with it. And, can you reassure me that you really are feeling excited for me in this?
Yeah.
And just maybe kind of double check if you're really worried about it.
Yeah.
And if you are just really excited about it, maybe do check in, and maybe don't like go home and be like, yeah, babe, it was the best night of my life. Yeah. And I had all the pussies in my face.
I think they should do that. Exactly that.
It was a clam bake on my face. Oh, yeah.
All night wrong. Yeah.
It was wrong. I mean, what I just did was wrong.
Well, you know, the saying that comes to my mind is like, if you don't ask, the answer's no.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? So you might as well ask.
Or yeah, if you don't ask, either the answer is no, or you're going to be hiding something and lying, and that just freaking sucks. And it's a lot of hard work. Don't do it.
I think that's one of the great things about like beyond monogamous relationships, ethical non-monogamy, is like just how much it gives you opportunities for growth. You know, and just discovering, like, once you lean into that fear of being afraid to ask for something you want, and, you know, be able to negotiate it and then, you know, get it, like, that would never otherwise have an opportunity to happen. And so you might as well take advantage of it, and you work it out. Like, someone was recently asking me about ethical non-monogamy and like asking what the rules are. And I was like, well, that's the awesome and terrifying part of it is you make everything up as you go along.
Yeah.
You work it out together. And then, you know, he was asking about like, well, how do you know, what rules to make? And I said, I think you just got to kind of feel your way. Mm-hmm. So it, you know, it's not for the sleight of heart, you know, it's canaries in the mine shaft.
Yeah.
I always liken us to that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I mean, as far as like making E&M rules or, you know, agreements, actually, because really you have two things. You have boundaries and you have agreements. Agreements are what you make with your partner. Boundaries are what you set for yourself. Like, I don't want you to put anything in my butt. Whatever that boundary is.
Yeah. Now you sound like me.
Don't touch my nose. Don't put it in my butt, and don't touch my face. Yeah. Totally you.
Yeah, totally.
But then agreements are the things that you work out with your partner. I would say the best, most successful ethical non-monogamous agreements I've seen have been very, very simple.
Yeah.
It is super black and white, and very like, you have like 4 lines of agreements. You don't have the super long thing, because there is a thing called sex brain. Mm-hmm. And sex brain is the flood of hormones and emotions and joy and horniness that takes over you in a situation. Mm-hmm. And if you're in sex brain, you're not able to remember all the rules. Essentially, your brain is kind of half shut down, and you have this sort of primal thing going on. Right. It's a primal drive. Right. And so keeping really simple agreements like, do not put wiener in person. That's a simple rule, you know, like, okay, that one we can remember. Or, you know, kissing's okay. This is not, you know, or like, use a condom, don't use a condom. Like that kind of like that level of simplicity. Like, you have to keep it super simple.
Yeah.
Or it's going to get too complicated, and things will, it just turns into a huge discussion afterwards, because you get in sex brain and you will make a mistake.
I think what you should do is, like, you know, when you're playing with other partners outside of your, you know, primary, if that's what it is, just live stream it to your partner and have a electric dog collar on, and everything that they don't like, they can just like, nope, zap, and you'll be like, you know, and that's how you'll know.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a
then
horrifying
you get to explore, and I know.
Yeah.
Some people would get into it, though.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's something for everyone, right?
I'm discovering more about kink these days, and I'm telling you, some people like that shit.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that humans are so nuanced, and we have so many kinks and complexities, and you can never judge a book by its cover, and like people are just so I love.
Yeah, we're one of the few animals on this planet that has sex for recreational purposes.
Mm-hmm. Us and dolphins, and what else?
Yeah.
Maybe some primates.
Yeah, all the smarty ones.
Yeah,
they know how to live.
That's us.
Yeah,
we're smart.
They're like, when I do this, it makes this happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else you got? What else have I got? Let's get it.
Did we wrap that one up?
I think
we say go for it. I think we both say 2 thumbs up.
Yeah. If you don't ask, the answer's no.
Yeah.
And there shouldn't, I mean, anyone's judgment about that is just their judgment about it. But,
Right.
you know, there is no right or wrong. Thinking makes it so.
Yeah, you can ask for whatever you want. Like I could be like,
Mhm.
I want to have a 7-way sexual experience where all the other people are just paying attention to me. Now, that may never happen because I may not find that many people to do that. But it's
Mhm.
okay to want what you want. And by the way,
It's
that's
true.
not what I want. That would make me
You already had it. Whatever.
Pew, pew,
Not
pew, pew.
exactly, but yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. You're right.
Called you out in public.
What? All right. This one, this next question I do know is 2 women in a relationship. And the one woman is wondering, is it wrong or manipulation to set a boundary that your nesting partner doesn't have sex with you right after they come home from seeing their girlfriend? Basically, they're so basically they want like a day of you know, their partner not being with anyone between seeing someone and seeing them. So she prefers not to have sex with her partner like right after she's been with someone. I think this is, you know, such an interesting thing because there are some people who love seeing you right after you've seen someone else, and they're like, yeah, I want to do the cleanup work, and I want to
grab those coattails of passion and ride the magic carpet,
or like reclaiming you. Like they're like, oh, I'm gonna reclaim you right now. You know, so
I'm
like
gonna do it even better.
Remember
this?
Exactly.
Totally.
So it is. I mean, it's a very personal thing, and wrong. I wouldn't say wrong. I would say you're maybe missing out on the opportunity for some sex the day after. But you know what? That's fine. Like that, if that makes you feel good, if that makes you feel like the and what they're talking about is like they feel like energy transfer is such a thing during sex, and that like so what they're I think what I hear her being afraid of is that she's going to get the energy from her partner being with the last lover transferred onto her instead of having like a really intense connection that's only the two of them.
Right.
And I agree, like sex is like a really fast way to get into energy transfer and like and connection with someone.
Yeah.
And so it's like it really is up to you.
Yeah.
If you're better having a day where you don't, but just be sure that in your mind, you're really not punishing. Like,
right. That's
punishing is wrong. Don't punish. If you're not okay with your nesting partner seeing another person, don't say that. Say that. Don't ever act like it's okay. Tolerate it. And then act like it's not punishing, because someone is going to sniff that and they're going to be like, wow, something's not adding up for me, because you may not be punishing. You may not, be obviously punishing, but maybe there's some subtle ways that it's coming out in a little snappiness or something like that. Don't do that shit.
Yeah.
If you're okay with a thing, be okay with a thing. If you're having hard feelings about the thing that you're okay with, because in the grander scheme of things, it makes your life better. Then realize that you're going to have some hard feelings, and that's on you to, to kind of manage those hard feelings. And maybe your partner could even help if you tell them.
Yeah.
But if you're truly not punishing, if you're truly like, no, I just really want to make sure that you're coming to me as just you with none of them, then that's awesome. And if your partner feels okay with it, then that's great. Like it is, we're all making this up as we go. We're all the test subjects. So just trust that what feels right, and if it really feels good and it really feels loving, then go forward with that. But it really has to feel good and loving.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I think that when you try to punish other people, you're really also punishing yourself.
Oh, yeah. It feels like a sickness.
Yeah. It's like when you're not being true to the loving inner being that we all are inside, then, you're just going into these dark realms where there really isn't power and personal empowerment. And that's what ultimately feels good. And that's what I think that at its best, E&M can be used for is
Mhm.
an opportunity to personally empower yourself.
Yeah.
Get past all the things like jealousy.
Yeah.
Not that everyone can or should, but
Right.
does give you that opportunity to do that.
Mhm.
And so making sure that, like, if you do feel like there's punishment there, then get to the pain and the fear that's below it and talk
Mhm.
about that and say,
Mhm.
it's like, I don't want to stop supporting you, but I'm having a hard time with this. Like,
Mhm.
I haven't found my way to compersion, and just be honest, because I think
Yeah.
that ultimately that level of honesty and transparency is what it fosters connection.
Mhm.
And connection
Absolutely.
is like the
Yeah.
ultimate, like everything that sucks is the opposite of connection, or things that destroy connection.
Yeah.
Like they even say like the opposite of addiction is wait. Yeah, the opposite of addiction is connection. It's not
You're right.
sobriety, it's
Yeah.
connection.
Absolutely.
And being
Yeah.
connected to yourself and others,
Mm.
it's heaven on earth.
It's
It's just
true.
heaven,
It's
I tell
true.
you. It
And
makes me
connection
cry.
requires some serious vulnerability
Yes, it's true.
where you're saying, you could even say, I know this is irrational and I don't want you to do anything with this information other than maybe just empathize with me.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time.
Right, right.
I'm feeling some jealousy because it's Wednesday night. You got to go see your girlfriend and I didn't have anything planned. And I thought I wanted to stay home and watch Netflix. And then I didn't really enjoy it. And now I'm having some FOMO or whatever. And like, just be really open about that. It's okay. And I think a really lovely, when you have a great connection with a partner, they're going to go, oh, thank you for telling me. Like, that's really,
Mhm.
and I'm so sorry you're feeling bad about that.
Yeah.
Now, if they say, I didn't do anything wrong, then
Yeah.
that feels a little different.
Yeah, totally.
But,
Well, and a couple,
yeah.
I almost went on a date with like a married guy, almost.
Mm-hmm.
And I chickened out. But I remember like when we kind of set up the date, I was like, well, and what's your wife gonna do? And he said, oh, well, she made a date with, I always forget the terms, metamor, paramour, who's who again?
Metamor is your partner's partner. Paramour is your partner.
Okay.
Directly.
So his wife made a date with, I'm too tired to find these words. Anyway, her boyfriend, and was going to
his
be
metamor. Yeah.
his metamorph. Thank you.
Mhm.
And they were
Ding,
going
ding,
to
ding.
like sit at home and watch movies because she wanted someone to comfort her,
Oh.
while he went out on a date with me. And then strangely, I'm such an empath or codependent caretaker or something. I couldn't stand the idea of like being a person who's causing another person anxiety or pain. And so I canceled
that's
it. I
really
was like,
sweet.
yeah.
I get that. And and like what that tells me is that like maybe she's not feeling 100% comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And like that's okay to, acknowledge that and go like, yeah, I'm not okay being that person. Like it's fine. Like you don't have to pass judgment on him and say, oh, it's wrong that you're doing it, but
I
just
didn't.
to
Yeah.
just say like, yeah, I don't want to be that gal who makes, and I've been in this situation where where I feel where my metamor feels kind of threatened by me and I'm so uncomfortable with it that I will be like done. Like I can't go forward knowing that I'm making another woman,
Me too.
especially another woman, feel like shit.
Empathy can
absolutely not.
Empathy can be a superpower and an Achilles heel. And how
It's
I
okay.
feel is like what pains me about that too is that like women are just, there's so much competitiveness between us, and I want to be the opposite influence.
Exactly. Like
this
lift
world.
them up. Like be the cheerleader on the bottom of the pyramid who's like lifting your girlfriend up going, yeah, girl.
Yeah,
you got
totally.
this. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, exactly. And I think maybe that's like, us like from high school or whatever, it was so like, especially our high schools were so competitive. And I think people also felt really competitive with, just with us, like,
oh yeah,
being the tall, like fair people or whatever. There's like,
oh yeah, there was shades of fucking hell in that era. I'd like a guy, they'd like you. You'd like a guy, they'd like me. And it's usually because one of us would be whoever we liked, we would be so insecure around them that we would not be being ourselves.
We'd be mute.
Yeah. And then the other sister would be like, just relax and being herself. And then the guy would go, I like you more.
Because you're
You
the
know?
crazy freak.
Yeah,
I like you.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
And then we'd be like, well,
Not
wait,
trying
we're
too
both
hard.
crazy freaks. We're so similar. Why? But you know what? In general, I think some things that we've been talking about, and like, this isn't like specifically a female thing or anything, but I think it's kind of helpful for everyone. But they just like, jealousy is a super awesome tool. Like if you think of it, jealousy is your friend. Jealousy is my friend, and jealousy's come to tell me that something doesn't quite feel right.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the thing that doesn't feel right is something that I'm saying to myself.
Totally.
Maybe it's something that's interpersonal,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe it's something that you're doing.
Yeah.
So if you can be really, if you can, maybe it doesn't happen right away while you're in the middle of feeling that sickening jealousy, but maybe it happens afterwards. So when you feel the sick, come on, the jealousy, yeah. Don't do anything about it right away.
Yeah.
Sit with it and then ask, is it me? Is it us? Or is it them? Is there something I need? Is there something I could ask for?
Yeah.
Is there something I could do for myself?
Yeah.
Is there something another partner could do for me?
Right.
It can be useful, and sometimes it's just not useful. Sometimes it's the result of the poo-poo in your brain that's just like your negative self-talk, and that is poo-poo. And if you have negative self-talk, it's poop, and just get rid of it. Hate that shit.
Yeah, just take a big psychic shit.
Yeah, take a psychic dump.
Psychic blowhole.
You know what? Take a psychic dump into our ears. We will take your psychic dump.
We'll tell you what to think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send us an email with your psychic dump.
All right, what's the next one? We're white bitches, middle-aged white bitches. We can't rap.
We can't be doing that. Yeah.
No, it's terrible.
But the other thing that we talked about is, did we actually talk about it on air before, where we were, it was that monogamy is like a built-in substitute for secure attachment. It's that agreement you get into that's like, I promise to not make you jealous if you promise not. So we did do that.
We did talk about that. Yeah.
So,
it's a nonverbal agreement. Like, I won't make you feel this yucky emotion of jealousy. If you don't make me feel it, let's both pretend we're never attracted to anyone else again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
then have an affair.
Yeah. Because most marriages go so well.
Yeah.
No, and one thing that the Polysecure book brought up that I thought was so awesome is that it does say that monogamy can be a substitute for secure attachment. And so if, even if you're in a monogamous relationship, you can still have insecure attachment styles, but you feel secure because you're in a monogamous relationship. And so if you're feeling triggered at times, it could be that you really need to spend some time learning secure attachment, and secure attachment can be learned. So
absolutely.
Do it.
I have to say too, for all of the insecure, preoccupied attachment styles out there, there's a book that's really great that I read that it's called Insecure in Love. And it's one of those book titles where you're like, oh God, I just need a book cover. This is so embarrassing.
Oh my God.
But it was really great at like teaching me, like, it kind of read my mind. It was like, when this happens, you usually think this, but really, why don't you try thinking this instead and do this instead?
Nice.
And
Insecure in Love. Okay, we'll have to put that in the notes below afterwards. We'll put a link to it. That reminds me of the worst titled book I ever read, was called Compassion and Self-Hate. And it was about, and it sounds horrible because I really don't and really never have hated myself, but it was one of the best books I've ever read because it was really about self-acceptance and just being really realistic about who you are, that we're all flawed, that we all have some levels of privilege or things that we excel at or whatever. We all have some amazing benefits, and we all have some things we can improve upon. And that, like, if you're denying either of those things, that actually it's kind of a little bit of an act of self-hate where you're denying your real self.
Your humanity.
Yeah, exactly. And so just acknowledge, and you could just be acknowledging it to yourself. You don't have to walk around and go, hey, I suck at doing taxes and I forget to pay my water bill.
I do. Although, I have to say so remember that improv class that I organized and did for 5 whole years? Time flies.
Yeah, dude.
One of the exercises I really liked was that Marilyn Devine, bless her soul, wherever you are, I love you, I miss you. She said, like, okay, today she had a funny little way of talking. It looked like Carol Channing. And she said, berries. Yeah, berries. She said, okay, so what we're going to do is today we're going to actually confess some things that we are ashamed of about ourselves, but we're going to do it with like great enthusiasm and pride, and just, yeah.
I like that.
It was fun. And it actually did end up making, everyone laugh because we would get up there and just, divulge all of the shit that we hate about ourselves and everyone else hates about us, but we would do so with like great enthusiasm, like this is the best. Yeah, and it was real fun.
Did anyone do one that was kind of like a record, like needle scratch one that you're like, oh fuck, you went too far, buddy.
Too far, buddy. Shouldn't have talked about fucking that goat.
Exactly. Was there anything like that where someone like kind of overshared a little bit and you all like, no, we were at this level and you just took it like way
well, I have to say, if anyone did that, it was probably me because I didn't think about that with anybody else. But my improv teacher would always say, like, Teresa, honey, you don't always have to make it icky. Don't go for the low-hanging fruit all the time. And I was like, I can't help it. It's in my nature.
It is.
Yeah.
You have to. But the thing is, you have to.
Yes.
Not everybody has to, but you have to.
I do.
I mostly have to as well.
Or else I'll explode.
Yeah. It's like, I can't hold it in. Oh my God.
Yeah. That's why they call me Teresa.
Teresa. Yeah, we've done that.
Yeah.
So, okay, the last one is super complicated. I definitely need to abbreviate this question by quite a bit.
Okay.
So basically, this woman was dating a man who had a quote unquote roommate, female roommate that he was living with. They had a very long courting kind of period. This woman with a man. And then they finally have, sex a few times and the relationship starts getting fun and juicy. And then all of a sudden he says, oh, I just found out my wife is pregnant.
What?
What?
Yeah. Like left out that the roommate was a fucking wife. That happened to me, by the way. Well, no, they weren't roommates. Remember the guy the mom calls Rick the Dick? 4 months into our relationship mentioned like, oh, by the way, there's something I have to tell you. I have a wife. Yeah. She's in Japan, saving up money to open a kombucha, business. Like
to bring her over so that I can live with her and love her and discard you like a used condom. Essentially. Yeah. Feels great, doesn't it?
It feels wonderful. Yeah. Amazing.
Thanks, buddy. That's a really big fat lie.
I think that's beyond lying by omission. I mean, seriously, unless he's got like
that's a lie,
an old unhealed like traumatic brain injury or something like that, or is like beyond the spectrum. Like there's just no excuse for that. That's pure deceitful manipulation.
It is absolutely.
I mean, did they have a question about it, or were they just saying this happened?
They were more like the question is only, is it okay that I'm this pissed off? And my answer is
hell yeah,
yes.
Hell yeah.
This turd ball lied to you. Yeah. He probably lied to his wife.
Yeah.
And then he acts like, why are you overreacting?
Yeah.
Like, hey, oops, wife is pregnant. Like, oh, no. That's not a surprise. We don't act like that's a surprise. Oh, and by the way, you said roommate, not wife, and didn't discuss the.
Maybe he said womb mate. She just heard him.
That makes it sound like he's one of her, like the twins that she's carrying.
I mate with her womb. See, that's how that goes. Yeah,
exactly. That's
gross.
So lame. Like
that is so lame indeed.
Yeah, I would say you're gross. That guy's gross. He's he freaking lied to you and
beyond a player.
Yeah, he's beyond a player and he's not, there's nothing ethical in his non-monogamy and he's he's cheating and he got his wife pregnant and he's ready to, thank goodness, dump you now. Like, yay,
right.
you maybe dodged a bullet
even if his
because
wife
this
knew
person's
about it.
gross.
Even if his wife knew about it. Sorry, Jazz is whining. Even if his wife knew about it, the fact that he didn't have full disclosure with her, the whoever his, the girlfriend was, the noob.
Yeah.
Then, that's just, there are too many words, too many words
to
say
wrongs.
About this.
So much wrong.
It's so disrespectful. And, it's like we could go down the list and, over pathologize, narcissistic and, manipulative and all that shit. Yeah.
And it's just, I'm glad it's over. I'm glad for you that it's over.
Me too. And I'm glad that he didn't get you pregnant instead of his wife.
Oh my God. I didn't even think about that one, but
hallelujah. Amen.
Really, we're really glad it wasn't you, because imagine that being like, now I have to decide if I'm having your baby.
Oh God.
No. Yeah. Horrible.
Yeah.
Turd bird. Yeah. I think there's this weird thing that happens sometimes where people sort of go into this mind space of going like, oh, well, we're not following the traditional rules, so there are no rules.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is that, right, we're not following traditional rules, but you make agreements.
Right, exactly.
And that's the key.
Yeah. And when I was like talking to someone about ethical non-monogamy and everything and about the different rules that people can make, I was saying that I actually prefer he was saying that he would prefer like the don't ask, don't tell. And I was saying I actually prefer the complete transparency, because I want to see how much I can get beyond this conditioning, that, or even if it's like the primal part of my brain that just wants to be possessive. And even though I don't have kids, wants to like, claim a man to be a good hunter provider for the young that I don't have, the brain's weird.
Yeah.
And so, and I just said, I would like whoever I'm with to be, instead of hiding, keeping things, protecting me from my own ego, like speak to my strength. I want to lean into it. I want to lean into seeing like how what a woke ass bitch I can be in this lifetime.
Yeah.
And without the fodder for that, there's no grist for the mill. So
yeah. Right. You're not going to build the strength and character and stuff. And I've definitely leaned into it as well, where it's not that I, need a whole lot of disclosure, but I've had many moments where I kind of feel it like come up, jealousy come up to my throat, and I'm like,
yeah.
And you go like, well, that's hard to swallow. Okay, I'm going to be taking a few days to think about that one. Yeah. But it doesn't mean there's anything wrong. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It doesn't mean I'm flawed. It doesn't mean you're flawed. It doesn't mean we've broken an agreement. It means this is complicated.
Yeah, right. I was going to say too, like people can, chime in with questions and stuff that I just checked. Whoa, it's 5:15.
Yeah.
Time flies while you're gassing with your sister from the same mister.
We just,
yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I knew we were almost out of time.
I bet people are like tuning out at the very end so they don't have to see me and hear me say, like us on Facebook and YouTube. Hit the subscribe button because it helps us get AdSense money. And she's got a Patreon account. And did we ever put your PayPal up so that people can like tip you and shit?
Oh, shit. No, I forgot.
God
okay,
damn it.
We'll do that.
Today's the day. We're going to put up Char's
because we're going out after this.
She's paying for, these shows. Yeah, and I'm hoping you'll go to the waterfront with me. Wait,
what? Right now?
Yeah. The cherry blossoms are out of control right now. And so my entire community of friends is at the waterfront right now all and I left all my picnic stuff out there and everyone's like, bring Char, come back to the waterfront.
Oh, really?
So
said,
yeah, I'll try.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's I'm getting roped into a thing. All right.
Beautiful. Yeah. You're going to love it.
Okay.
Yeah. Michael, you should come too, honey. It's just great. I bet you know a lot of the people. Anyway.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to our tuna.
Tuna.
Great.
And what else? What else? Oh, yeah, the gay skate. So the video that I sent in the beginning was Oaks Park in Portland, Oregon, every first and third Monday
so
is
cool.
gay skating. It was
it.
so much fun. What an amazing crowd of people. There were so many people there. It made me feel great about the city I live in.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was crowded. It was awesome. Yeah, love it.
Well, if there's one thing that makes me more anxious than pot, it's skating. So you won't see me there. It's probably just being a massage therapist all my adult life. These hands are everything.
Oh my God, yeah.
Doing music and everything. These hands. Yes, I must protect them.
Yeah, you must.
Anyway.
Especially with your vagina dentata nail.
Oh, I know. This is the best nail ever.
That's the best nail ever.
I'm going to flip off the camera. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but yeah, amazing nail drop. This one's a penis slug. This one is a penis. No, this is a penis slug. That's a penis snail. That's Day of the Dead, vagina dentata, botanical pussy, and alien pussy on
Oh my God, that's incredible. Yeah, zoom in.
Yeah, sure. You want to do it? Here, I'll go like this. Is that good? Like that? Hey, yeah.
Oh, yeah, get those nails, girl.
Yeah, see? Is that better? Oh, wait, are they upside down like that?
Oh, no, they're good. Yeah.
Wait, yeah, I'll do this.
So
wait, I'll do this.
It's perfect. It's perfection.
Because then you can see them like right side up. Because right now they're all upside down.
Well,
you can see the time lapse.
I don't know that the vagina is direction. Okay. There we
see, now you can see the penis snail and the alien pussy and oh yeah, this. Wait, is that this hand or this one?
A pear? Is that a pear?
This is it's kind of like, a fruit vagina.
A fruit gina.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Speaking of which, the papaya in Mexico.
Edible pussy. Slurp, slurp.
Yum, 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 yum. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to the waterfront. Whatever.
Yeah, let's go to the waterfront.
That's cool.
We'll see y'all down there.
Goodbye, fuckers.
Vagina dentata. Yeah.
Vagina dentata.
Vagina
means no worries for the rest of your life. Vagina dentata.
I don't know what you did. Now I'm the gal that's chasing you up. Really flip my lid. Come on, you eager beaver, baby. Eager beaver, baby. Eager beaver, baby. Eager beaver, well, what are you gonna do with this eager beaver, baby of mine? Ooh, I'm all there beside you, no matter where you stop. I'll follow you to movies, even to the barber shop. Now, eager beaver, baby.